Okay, so I've been putting off making this video just because I've been busy. I'm not really sure how to start it. I wanted to talk to everybody about something that I joined a board. I just thought it was really important. I'm super busy, but right now it was a good time because it came around as a chance to help kids. I work with PFLAG a lot, which helps the families and kids struggling with their kids coming out or adults coming out. Because really what it comes down to is the whole family has to come out when a child comes out as LGBT. The Boys and Girls Club has started an initiative, and a wonderful woman that I know through some other nonprofit work named Lori is kind of spearheading. It's called the LGBTQIA Plus Initiative for the Boys and Girls Club. The ultimate goal is to get a space for the kids permanently, but right now they are using the Boys and Girls Club as it exists. It's a great space, it's got a lot of room, and they had their first event, big event, last Friday. Come on in, Onyx. So, that's my wife. So anyway, I want to talk about my experience. The event had a DJ. We were expecting 50 kids. A local Domino's, who is a client of mine, donated quite a bit of pizzas, and we purchased some extras, and he threw some freebies in and gave us a discount. So kudos to him. But when I got to the event, I was really skeptical. I was very skeptical that a lot of kids would show up, either afraid to come out or they just didn't feel the need because they see each other at schools. However, instead of the 40 or 50 kids I was expecting, 75 or 100 kids definitely, and it was, to say the least, striking to my heart. I didn't come out till I was in my early 20s. I waited till I was out of college, until I had a job. Not that I didn't necessarily trust my parents, but honestly, I didn't know 100% how they were going to react, and I needed to be on my own. I couldn't. Wow, I look like my dad. Wow, I just looked at the camera and realized how much I look like my father. I sat back and watched, and I was just, it reminded me of when I was in college and my friends, we would go to my first gay bar, which was in Quincy, Illinois, a place called Irene's Cabaret. We'd drive up from Kirksville, Missouri, about an hour and a half, I think, and go get drunk and be with people that we felt comfortable with, which were other gay people. Even though I was not out publicly in myself, I had long ago established somewhere within my frame myself that I was a lesbian. But to say it out loud, I wasn't there yet. Certainly wasn't willing to act on it. I had way too much going on in my life between college and just my focus on graduating. But we had fun like that. We hugged each other. We were open with each other. We could talk. We could dance and be silly and be goofy and dress how we wanted to dress that made us feel good. And even back then I understood that. And I appreciated the time I had with my friends. And these kids got to do that. And they were doing it, and they're bounds ahead of where we were. They're in high school, and they're out. At least in this space, they were out, and they were dancing, and they were having a great time. And I was in awe of their beauty and the love for each other, and they want to support each other. The older kids want the younger kids to have it better, and the younger kids want the younger kids to have better. And the average age is 14, 15, all the way up to 19 or 18. And they encourage each other to just be silly, be goofy, just be themselves. It was amazing, and I hope that this continues for these kids. I think there's still a need. I know some people say it's more accepted now. We don't have to. They need this space. We had to wait until we were, 21, to get into the bar. Often gay bars would let us in much earlier because they knew we needed the community. The owners of the gay bars knew that we, as young gay people, needed the community, and that's all there was. We couldn't go to a night at the Y or the Boys and Girls Club, or sometimes even college campuses didn't have places for us to go, even as a group. I don't think my college did, and if it did, I was unaware of it. Not that I would have went anyway, because I was kind of a big chicken to be out. So I just wanted to say that I am so happy that Lori and the Boys and Girls Club are doing this, and all the people on the board raising. My friend Sean is on the board, which is selfish. I just want to spend more time with Sean. We've known each other for years. We live 20 minutes from each other. We see each other a couple times a year. And now we've seen each other much more, and we have a special connection. He helped me to be comfortable with myself. He may not know this, but he helped me be me. I don't know if I would have come out as what I did if it wasn't for Sean, other than the fact that I was dating a girl pretty openly in Iowa City. But to my parents, Sean gave me the strength because he came out much younger in college, and I admired him for doing that. The one event a month, everybody's welcome. If your kid is interested in coming, please plan on coming. I think it's January 26th, which is a Friday, from 7 to 10. Other events then once a month with hope, with funding, and with work. So please support this. I just love that these kids have this. They don't have to wait for the gay bar. Not that there's anything wrong with the gay bar when we get older. That's a community. That's my community. It was my community for years. It helped me survive. But these kids get it when they're 13, 14, 15. And even if their parents don't approve, that's okay. They have this space. And PFLAG's going to start being there for the parents. So the parents, please, if you're struggling with your child coming out, if you have questions and you're open and honest that you want to figure things out, even if you don't agree or you're upset, it's okay to be upset. It's fine. It happens. It's a change in what you saw coming. Support this initiative. Support the LGBTQ initiative. And if you need to contact me, message me on Facebook, message me on my YouTube channel, and I will show you how you can donate food, money. They need money because they need to be able to support having these events. And I think that there's going to be a plan to put something together. Right now, children that get kicked out of their homes, if they're LGBTQ and their parents find out and they don't agree or they don't want them in their home anymore, their only choice is really DHS unless they're old enough to take care of themselves. And I don't want these kids involved in DHS when they don't need to be. So the hope is to maybe set up a safe space where a child can stay, or a network, something. It's out there. We don't know what that's going to look like, but it needs to be done. I can attest, I've seen children out of their home because they're gay. And it was a fear of mine. Even though I was in college, I still had to rely on my parents for some monetary support and to live there in the summer. And that's why I kept my mouth shut partly, although my parents proved that they were not like that at all. They were wonderful, even if they were disappointed or upset. But it was a real fear for me, and we didn't have religion in the mix for the most part. I can't imagine what kids are going through when there's religion in the mix, or a culture in the mix, or many things in the mix that's causing them to think or know their parents won't be okay with it. How frightening that must be, to have to hide yourself. And I remember hiding myself, probably an overblown fear in my head, but many of these kids, it's a real fear, and it's a real danger that they lose their home. I don't want to slam any parents that don't agree with their children or are having a hard time or trying to reconcile with religion, because it's a reality for those parents. They too are dealing with the coming out. They're dealing with the grief of losing the child they thought they had and trying to replace it with a child that maybe fits a different vision. Nothing wrong with that vision, but they don't always see it that way. And sometimes that's misguided love, and it looks like hate. And with a little conversation, I think many of these parents can be helped, especially if people listen to them. And that's hard to do when you know these kids are okay and they're fine and they're normal and this is how they're wired and this is how they are. It's okay, but it's hard. You want to tell the parents that the child is just this way and you need to accept it, but that's not fair and it's not realistic. We need to listen to these parents and talk to them, and hopefully majority of them realize they love their child and will come around. In the meantime, that child needs a safe place or a network of safety. So that's the next plan. We need to work on that. And this video is getting super long because this is something I'm super passionate about. The reason I'm in PFLAG is to help youngsters. I want young lesbians to see me and to know that they can be a lesbian and they can look like me, or they can look like them, and they can grow up and be happy and healthy and have cats. They can be single or they can do what they want, but they can grow up to be happy and healthy. I want young lesbians to see, I'm 49, so I'm an older lesbian. It hurts to say, but it's true. But I want them to see me, and I want them to have access to me to talk if they need to talk. And I want the parents to have access to me to talk if they want to talk. And I will listen, and I will be honest. I won't pull any bullshit, basically. I will listen. And I understand fear, and I understand being upset, and I understand anxiety for your child. or for yourself. I understand this. I have kids. They're not perfect, but I love them and they love me, and we work through things just like any parent can if they want to. God, I hope I don't have food in my teeth. I just ate supper. I just thought about that. So I'm going to edit this video down. It may be a little longer than one of my normal videos because this is something that's so important. Support the LGBTQ initiative, support PFLAG, and support Gay Pride of Cedar Rapids, because we're also there to show the kids they have a place they can go at least once a year. Of course, any child that needed to talk to me about their sexuality or their questions, I'm happy and open to do so. And if I don't have the resources or don't understand, I will help them find the resources and help them find someone to talk to. So it makes me happy to see these kids have something that I didn't have and would have loved to have. I probably wouldn't be a different person, but I certainly would have been more comfortable in myself a lot younger. That being said, because of my lesbianness and my strife with it, I have some of the best friends that I could ever ask for. They stuck by me. They never questioned it when I came out to them. Most of them said they knew. Of course they did. I was the only ding-dong going in my head thinking I was hiding. If you see pictures of me as a child, my parents said they knew by the time I was 7 or 8, maybe younger. Yeah, and I was clued in. I was not dumb. I knew something was different from my earliest memory, but I didn't put my finger on it. I couldn't figure it out. The link's below, and please like, share this video. Let's get the word out, and subscribe to my channel if you want to see a little more. It's not always this talky, boring stuff, but this was important for me to talk about.